This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Joe Martone is in the building with us. He walked in with 2 bottles of tequila. I don't know what that means. So he brought in 2 bottles of tequila. I said, "Is that for me?" And he just smiled and walked away. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, but I don't get it in. I think that's what that means. If you've been look, there's Joe right there. There's his thumb right there. If you've been in a glass, if you've been in a hole or a tunnel or something, hadn't heard, Governor DeSantis did an executive order that supersedes all other orders from mayors, county commissions, that takes away, the government's ability to issue any more mask mandates or other COVID-19 measures that restrict a person's civil liberties. But not so fast, my friends. A mask mandate issued by school districts around the state, they can still continue through the end of the school year. Florida Department of Education shared an email to the state's 67 school districts that they can still enforce mask mandates at the school level. Nancy Thrower, the Marion County School Board chairwoman, said the board will discuss the issue more at Thursday's scheduled work session. The state sent an email that masks can remain until at least the last day of school, and that's May 26th here locally. So even though the governor has made a mandate that you can't, governments can't make any more mask mandates or other COVID-19 measures that restrict a person's civil liberties, the schools in all 67 school districts can still enforce mask mandates till the end of this school year, the 2021 school year. So even though you think that this is over, it's not for high school kids, elementary school kids, and middle school kids.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answer. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
Gene Powell, Pastamoying, 352-629-2440. A few of our tractor services include bush hogging, disking, and rototilling. We also have zero-turn mowers for the smaller paddocks, IOAs, fence rows, and lawn care. Fence row spraying is also available for weed control. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Howell Gene, Gene, at yahoo.com, 352-629-2440. Gene Powell, Pastamoying, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Hey, are you ready? Really against it. The mayor of St. Pete thinks that it's ludicrous to stop the measures that are in place now because it's going to start the spread of COVID again. It's funny to me how this has become so politicized. It's not about health care anymore in my mind, I don't think. Now it's about politics. And it's been about politics. Some people will say it's been about politics the whole time. But it's really about politics now, and I'll tell you why. When you look at all the people who came out against the governor's lifting of the emergency mandates and the executive order that forbids government agencies from issuing mask mandates or other COVID-19 measures that mess with people's civil liberties, every person, every leader, community leader that came out against it, Democrat. Somebody in the Republican side's got to think it's not smart. Somebody in the Democrat side's got to think it's probably pretty smart. Or it's politicized. And that's what's happening here. It's all about politics now. And some people will say it's been about politics the whole time. But when you start talking about the health care of the masses and making it more about politics than actual science of health care, because the science is on the side of the governor, by the way. If you remember back in March of last year when they shut everything down because they didn't want hospitals to be overwhelmed with what they thought could be 3 to 4 million Americans dead. Some estimates even said up to 10 million Americans could die. That didn't happen. Not even close. Now, is one person dead too many? Yes, I agree. I understand that. To the families who have lost people during this COVID-19 outbreak, I understand that you think that not enough was done. I get that. But this was not the death knell that it was sold to be originally. But in their defense of the people who sold it originally, they didn't know enough about it at the time. It's evolved over time as more research has been done, as more data has come in. It's evolved, it's been readjusted over time. And then it got politicized. It so happened that it fell into a presidential campaign year. So it was a hot button topic for both sides of the aisle to use as election fodder. You know, they would parade out, look how healthy these people are. Look, these people, their family members have died, and, you know, for the photo ops. And it lost, in my opinion, its meaning. And it was just about, this is a virus, and what's the science say? And both sides said they had science on their side because they cherry-picked what they wanted the science to be for their argument. Both sides. But I think it's proved out through when you look at comparatively how Florida, who was shut for 11 weeks and then reopened, versus places like New York and California, who some of those places still, New York will not reopen until July 1st. And the death rates in New York and California were more than they were in Florida. And they were closed. I mean, let's be honest. Governor Cuomo in New York, because he didn't want to use a hospital boat that was provided to him by his arch nemesis, Donald Trump, instead sent COVID-positive patients into assisted living facilities where older Americans, older New Yorkers, who are susceptible more to the virus and to dying from the virus, were, and he had mass deaths in these assisted living facilities. When is somebody going to hold him culpable for negligent homicide? So Ron DeSantis has said that all along the science says that what we're doing is not bad. And that's been proven to be accurate, because even though Florida has had bad days, bad months, everybody did. When you compare it to the places that locked down the whole time, Florida did better than the lockdown states. But politics won't tell that story. They don't care about the science. They just care about what moves along their agenda. That's the problem in today's politics, is it's not about truth. It's about what moves the agenda. What moves the agenda. And it's a damn shame that that's where we're at. But that is where we're at. It's all about what moves the agenda. We'll be right back up this timeout. You're listening to Ocala Talks, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Attention passengers for Flight 1370. The plane has been delayed at its departure point and will be at least 2 hours late. We apologize for any inconvenience.
Are you serious? It took us over an hour to get here, 2 hours going through security and getting our tickets, and now we have to wait another 2 hours.
Yeah, it's beautiful here, but we're inside this overcrowded airport all day because the plane is stuck in bad weather.
This is the last time we ever do this. When we get back, we're going to Ocala Aviation and getting our pilot's license.
Yeah, we've been talking about that long enough. It's about time we did it. Then we could just fly ourselves and never have to deal with this mess again.
Right. No long lines, no full body groping security, no baggage checks.
Not to mention never losing your luggage. Remind me again why we haven't done that?
Well, we're idiots.
Oh, right.
Attention all passengers for Flight 1370. It looks like the plane is going to be delayed a little bit longer. The airline has lost the pilot's luggage. Isn't it time you got your pilot's license? Call Ocala Aviation today. 352-861-7484. That's 352-861-7484. Hey, you've earned it. Call today.
Hey, this is your Mother's Day reporter with news this week from Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens. Take a look at these unique yard and garden collectibles just for Mom inside the old-timey greenhouse. They've got pottery and statues